faculty, staff, and fellow graduates. It is a great honor to stand before you today. As I reviewed our undergraduate experience at Stanford, I reflected upon its relevance and significance, and found that a concept that kept resonating in my mind was the pioneer spirit. When we arrived at Stanford, we left our homes, our schools, and communities where, be it good or bad, we knew our place. It was predictable, it was familiar, it was comfortable. The accomplishments and accolades that previously defined us were now just trappings. They no longer mattered, they were our history. We were pioneers in a new territory with an unknown set of boundaries, expectations, and rules. The climate was different. We all had to adapt to something. For most of us, many things. Coming from a large, all-male Catholic high school, just having women in the classroom, never mind co-ed bathrooms, was an adjustment, and I must admit, initially very distracting. Even mapping out and navigating our route to classes seemed like an odyssey. We missed our favorite home-cooked meals, at least I did. We were anxious before our first midterm in STS 101, but certain that Professor McGinn would question us about the infamous IDUR model. And most unnerving, we were surrounded by strangers. For many of us, it was our first up-close and personal encounter with diverse cultures, nationalities, religions, and beliefs. Paradoxically, our diversity was a binding agent. Regardless of our background, we all experienced insecurities, doubts, and fears. At some point, we all felt alone. Our emotions were ubiquitous, regardless of the source. But quickly, we acclimated to our new environment. The campus shrank, the dining hall meals became delectable, and our personalities crystallized. We staked out our territory, not only in the classroom, but also on the stage, in the lab, and on the playing fields. We knew our boundaries, and we learned how to decisively but respectfully defend our beliefs. Despite our differences, our 4 shared years on the farm fostered a common spirit. The first president of Stanford, David Starr Jordan, noted in his opening address on October 1st, 1891, "Stanford has no history to fall back upon. Its fingerposts all point forward." Now, 118 years later, Stanford, the university that was built nearly 3,000 miles from the centers of culture and learning in the East, does have a history. Just Google notable Stanford graduates, and there are pages of famous alumni in every field. We join the ranks of presidents, Supreme Court justices, secretaries of state, Nobel laureates, the list goes on and on. Yet as significant are the alumni that are not on these lists, but fulfilled President Jordan's dictum that a Stanford graduate should be one who knows something and can carry his knowledge into action. As we go forth from this day, many may contend that the future we confront a bleak horizon. The latest employment figures report 40% of graduating seniors are unemployed. We are still fighting a war on 2 fronts, and daily we are reminded of those who have sacrificed their lives for us. Many components of our society are in chaos, but these daunting circumstances should not discourage or dissuade us from pursuing our goals. Our goals may not be imminent, but they are attainable. Our tradition is hewed out of the roughness of the American West. In the true pioneer spirit, Leland and Jane Stanford, unshackled by conventions, instituted a non-sectarian, tuition-free university open to all students, men and women, rich and poor, without regards to means or social status. This was novel during an era when admission to the prestigious schools of the East were mainly determined by sex, pedigree, religion, and wealth. With that pioneer spirit, we too will forge new inroads, not allowing the climate of today and the pessimism of others to impede our progress. Our vista holds challenges, not obstacles, opportunities, not failures, hope, not despair. In 1906, William James, the preeminent philosopher and psychologist, stated, Let Stanford not imitate. Let her lead, not follow, not vast, but intense. Less a place for teaching youths and maidens than for training scholars. Devoted to truth, radiating influence, and setting standards. The pioneer spirit is woven into the fabric of our history and is vital to our future. Let us set our compass forward to the future and prevail. Thank you.
Our third and final student speakers are Alicia Di Santola. Alicia, please.